Cardinal sin, white towel, never washed. Look at that.
The band from Sheffield and the guy from Belfast on the end over there, Vivian Campbell.
I should pretend I'm singing.
One of the cool things about YouTube is it's so interactive, and this will be available at noon Pacific Daylight Time. And we have some questions that have been submitted by fans around the world, and I will ask a couple of those. First question I have for the band is, you guys recently re-recorded Pour Some Sugar on Me and Rock of Ages.
Yes.
What was the reasoning, and why did you do that? They're such great songs to begin with.
Well, you know, we're not on iTunes, or we haven't been up till now. We have a movie, the name of one of our songs, and we thought, there was some legal stuff. That's why we never were there in the past. So we thought the only way around it really was to actually re-record it and get something up, because we have a movie in our honour, if you like, and it was great, and we had done an amazing job, I think, guys. Right?
Speak for yourself.
You like the re-record, yeah?
Joe, you did not have Rock of Ages, the song, as part of the play. What was the reasoning behind that?
It's a question that's been coming up a lot, actually, Bob. Why did we allow the song to be used in the film and not the play? About 8 years ago, when it was first brought to our attention that they wanted to use our song in a play that had, loads of other bands involved, we'd been asked maybe 7, 8 times before to get involved in projects similar to this. And we'd always said no, and it was always the right call, because they either fell flat on their face or they never took off. This time round, we said no, and it took off. So we just kind of reevaluated our opinion later on, and when they said, look, we're going to make a movie, it's called Rock of Ages, please, can we have the songs? Oh, and by the way, Tom Cruise is in it, singing Sugar. We said, oh, go on then.
Well, it's only the title cut.
Yeah, and then they ended up using 3 songs, which was great.
Sav, are you performing at the premiere of the film?
We are indeed, yeah. Can't wait. It's going to be great fun. Yeah, after the premiere, we're going to step out and perform for about half an hour in front of the good folks.
There you go. And we as fans get to see the magic of the movies with Tom Cruise and Alec Baldwin as rock stars. That should be pretty interesting.
It has to be seen to be believed.
Some of the questions that have come in through YouTube, from Austin, Texas, a gentleman known as Switch625, wonder where he got that. He wants to know, there are, let's see, what is his question? He wants to know if you guys will ever perform in the round again, and whether you'll perform anything from Slang ever. We have some fans. Yeah, wow. There you go.
Maybe and yes to both.
There's a young girl down there called Sally who's followed us since we were about 12 years old ourselves. She's always asking for Slang, and occasionally we throw it in. And I will say it's in the pile. We have about 30 songs to choose from on this tour. It's in the pile.
We've actually discussed this before. I'm a big fan of the first album and Rock Brigade, but it just doesn't go over live.
Well, the biggest problem with the first album is that there's only 3 of us left.
That's a good point.
And if we're going to go down that route, we kind of normally
right?
stick to the high and dry stuff. We do play Wasted.
Yeah.
It just gets a bit crazy when people start asking for things like Answer to the Master, and, It's like we never even played that back then, never mind now.
Rick, you always look so happy up there, such a big smile. Is there any place you'd rather be? It's all right for Rick Allen.
We may even get him a sparkly microphone. You've noticed he hasn't got one. We've all got sparkly ones.
No,
That's because he smiles so much. He's so radiant.
That's what it is.
I don't need one. No, it's a very complex answer. Very complex answer. But I think the main thing is I feel really good that I can still do what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he does it really well.
That's a great abridged answer. The short version was the best you could have done, I think. Laura from California wants to know, you've been together for so many years, longer than most marriages last. Certainly the honeymoon is long over, isn't it?
Well, we've all got mistresses,
The band.
except Sav. I've got down
I
and
keep
outs.
mine
He's
secret.
got man rays. Vivian's got about 10 different things he's on the go. And Rick works with his wife on her solo record. So we're just waiting for Sav to step forward and do a solo record.
My mistress is my wife and children.
Speaking of solo records, Phil, what's up with Man Rays?
Sure, yeah. We released a single about 2 months ago, Take on the World. It was actually a dance song. It was really, really weird, and it was for a movie called The Showdown. And we got new songs. It's just a matter of when we can fit it in, really.
It's a damn good album. If you don't have it, add it to your collection, Man Rays, featuring Phil Collins.
Thank you. Thanks.
Simon Laffey from the band Girl as well. Joe, Down and Outs, the Ian Hunter project you've been involved in.
Well, as soon as you bring it up, Bob. Yeah, we're about 6 songs into the second album, and I'll finish it when the tour's finished and we all have a little break. When we take a break, we carry on working, doing different things, because I think we're actually clinically insane. Actually.
Now, you work with the choir boys on that. What does their vocalist think? It's kind of the odd man out.
He's all right about it. He goes off and does his own solo stuff. You know.
There you go.
And let's not forget that Sav is actually an honorary member of Down and Outs.
Yeah, I played on a couple of tunes.
He played on the live version of Love Lies Bleeding, which is available on iTunes now, folks. Thank you very much.
There you go. And the new versions of Pour Some Sugar and Rock of Ages are also now available on iTunes, so you can pick those up there. Hysteria 613 from Richmond, Michigan wants to know, you guys have worked with Tim McGraw, you did Crossroads, Taylor Swift. Anybody else that you have not worked with that you would like to in the future?
I think we'd all have a different answer, and
Yeah.
it would go on all night. You know, I mean, dead or alive. I mean, you know, where do you go with it?
We've all had heroes in the past. You know, the people that we would aspire to and maybe want to play with. And most of us have actually achieved that type of thing along the way. I've got to say, the best thing is actually playing with these 4 guys. And I wouldn't want to any other way.
Yeah, hell yeah. You're now on the second hit single off Mirror Ball, which is the latest album by Def Leppard. Undefeated was the first, and now it's all about believing. Must hearten you to see 2 of the 3 studio tracks on a live album become hit singles. Got to feel good about that, huh?
We're thrilled, actually. You know, we didn't expect that. So thank you, guys.
Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely.
Go to Stoke-on-Trent, the next
Stoke-on-Trent.
question,
Wow.
which is where Slash was
That's right,
born. If there was one never or rarely played Leppard song you could add to the set list, what would it be, since you have 30 great songs in the set list anyway?
Well, that is a good one.
Well, it's like they've named them all for us, you know. Me personally, if I could lock these guys in a room and say, let's do it, I'd pick Coming Under Fire off Pyromania. We've never done it live. Sadly, we probably never will. We run out of time, because when you get the opportunity to play the new stuff, like, you know, Undefeated, and it's all about believing, or Coming Under Fire, we're going to go for the new stuff, because it's what keeps us fresh, you know. Yeah. But you never know, one day we could play the entire album, and we have to do it then.
Yeah. Let's go to the man on the end there, Vivian Campbell. You did a tour with Thin Lizzy. How much fun was that?
Oh, that was brilliant, yeah. I was a stunt guitar player with Thin Lizzy for about 3 or 4 months last year. I grew up listening to Lizzy, and all the guitar players in the band, Scott Gorham and Brian Robertson, in particular Gary Moore, were all very, very influential guitar players for me, so it was truly an honor. And I got to thank Joe for it, because Joe actually hooked me up. He brokered the deal. He's my agent. And he only took £1,000 a week. You know, it was
He never paid me, though.
a bit of a bargain.
Of course. It's a good band, and you have Scott Gorham still in the band, and
It was lovely. It was a great experience. Yes.
Ricky
I-
Warwick on the vocals. Tough
Sir
shoes to
Richard
fill with
Warwick.
Phil Lynott.
Can
What's
I
that, Joe?
embarrass him? Ricky Warwick, the singer in Thin Lizzy, is here somewhere today. Upstairs. Hello, Ricky!
Shame about your football team, pal.
Another YouTube question. All this will be on youtube.com/presents. This is Blondie from Syracuse. She's curious about the present-day approach to songwriting. Is it more productive to sit down with everyone and do the process with everyone at the start, or do you break into smaller groups, and how does it all come together?
It normally starts off as an individual thing, most of the time, even if it's just the germ of an idea, and then it kind of goes to one of the other guys, and then slowly and surely we get the five and actually, work it out from there. But the germ always comes from one person.
Yeah, your tour is coming up. I mentioned the date a moment ago. The opening date is the 20th of June in Salt Lake City. Lita Ford and Poison are out with you guys this year. It's a great triple bill, huh? Lita Ford, Poison. It seems like you guys always have really good guests who go on tour with you. Who decides those guests, and how do you get that right balance of people that would want to see all the bands, but say a Poison fan who might not buy a Def Leppard ticket, or a Def Leppard fan who might not buy a Poison ticket, and yet you make it all work in a cohesive manner with the other bands?
I think it has to happen with availability. There's a list, literally, every time you go on tour. You can't always choose who you'd want. And we've toured with Poison before, and we get on great with them. That was a really great tour. So this was a no-brainer, actually, going out with them. And obviously the Rock of Ages thing, there's like 3 Poison songs in the movie. So it's kind of like seems the perfect thing to do, really, this time around.
It is the summer of Rock of Ages, isn't
Absolutely,
it? Yeah. Is there anybody out here that would like to ask something? We have a hand up right here in a Pyromania album. Will they
not really a
sign it?
question,
That's not a
is it?
legit question, but I'll take it from you anyway. We'll see what they do.
The question is, can we sign it? The answer
All
is
right,
yes, we
yeah.
can.
They can pass it around. Don't tell me I never gave you anything, okay? Yeah, what you got?
We played it in the rehearsal room. And we played it.
You know what? It was "Sorrow Is a Woman" was actually the very first song we wrote as a band. It was titled "Misty Dreamer," in those days. And when we went first out playing in working men's clubs up and down England, that was always one of the songs we played. Yeah, absolutely.
There you go. All right, anything else? This gentleman right here. You got to shout at me, man.
Hang on, I'll do it. Sit down.
Hey, Joe, I just want to say thank you for this, first off. We spent over $25,000 following you guys around the country this year on tour. Can my girlfriend and I please finally get a photo with you guys? Can we come up here?
Give it a ball.
$25,000? No, not enough. Of course you can, yeah.
You'll have to talk to their agent for
English
that.
humor, honestly.
Do we
it's a
have
bit
any
slow.
questions that aren't, will you sign this or can you do a photo?
Yeah, we can do that.
What do you have, this young woman here?
You guys write the best music in the world. When is there more new music coming?
You make the best music in the world. Not a question, but a comment.
thank
Do
you.
we-
Thank
do
you
we have
very
any
much.
seconds on that? Yes, we
You're
do.
a good judge.
Okay, shout it out really loud and I'll repeat it. Ever keep in touch with the original group from Rick's old band?
I'm just trying to think the last time I got bumped into any of the guys. I mean, the answer is no. Yeah, no, seriously, it must be longer than I could even give an accurate figure. I don't know what they're doing, those guys, anymore. And Atomic Mass really didn't last that long before Pete Willis came in and started to make it a little more professional. And we've seen Pete over the years, and but the original guys, I think they're postmen or something, or retired somewhere, something like that.
Thank you guys for signing the album for me. I really appreciate
My
that.
pleasure.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh.
You've got one, Bob.
All right, one more. What you got?
Hey, being that you guys, didn't get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I want to know what's your input on that. Guns N' Roses.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame question. It's a travesty you
know
guys
what?
are not in there yet.
I bet you we've all got different answers. I could give a flying you-know-what about the Hall of Fame. My favorite response to the Hall of Fame was John Lydon when he turned them down in his own imitable way. If we get asked, we get asked. I'm not wearing a tuxedo. If we go, I shall wear a denim jacket with an Iron Maiden patch on the back. A bunch of suit-wearing politicians deciding who goes in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is bullshit. It should be decided by you guys. You are our bosses, and you should decide who goes in. So wait and see what you guys decide.
If it were up to the fans, you'd be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame years ago.
Thank you.
There you go. All right, we got a guy with a headband over here. I always defer to men with headbands. What you want to ask?
When are you guys going back in the studio to make some new songs?
Now, there's a good question.
We're back in the studio already, actually.
It's a funny word these days. Going
Yeah.
back in the studio is actually metaphorically. I know what you mean, but going back in the studio for us now is opening his laptop in a bathroom backstage in Boise, Idaho, and somebody else going, I've got this idea for a song. And 3 hours later, we've got a demo done, and that becomes a master eventually. You don't need a studio anymore. You just need an idea. Everything is in here. So we're constantly writing and constantly working.
A good idea is only as good as its application. You do the recording in Ireland at your place, right?
Yeah, when you need to finish up the kind of glossy stuff, you take it somewhere else. But the initial ideas, you just don't need Abbey Road anymore. Yeah. You can actually buy Abbey Road as a plug-in for about $40 and just pretend you're in it. It's crazy.
Did any of you see the play Rock of Ages?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah? What'd you think of it?
I
Phil?
loved it. I thought it was great. Yeah.
I
And the
saw it
movie.
too at the Pantages
Cool, huh?
here in LA, and
Very cool.
I laughed, I cried, I thought it was
Absolutely.
outstanding. I mean, it was really, and it really captured the era of the 80s right here in Sunset Strip.
Yeah, ironically, and we're playing here right now. It's fantastic. Yeah, really
Yeah.
cool.
So first time for you guys to play here at the House of Blues.
Yeah.
That kind of surprises
Actually,
me.
I believe Vivian has trod the boards.
I was here last week with Steel Panther. Playing Dio songs. Yeah.
Speaking of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Dio. Absolutely. All right, we'll do one more out here. Shout real loud. Favorite Mata Hoople song?
All the Young Dudes, end of story. It's been my favorite song since I was 12, and it's still my favorite song at the age of 21.
How do you pick the songs that you record? There's so much Ian Hunter material, including 2 relatively new albums that have come out in the last 5 years that are outstanding.
Well, the Down and Out stuff is all pre-mop, before the split, So we did, after the split, all the solo stuff that they all did after they split up. But now with the second album, we're going a little deeper. So I wake up in the morning and I go, that'd be a good idea. And I just, toss a coin.
Kind of
There's
go with
that
the
many
flow.
to choose from.
And you're the one that taught me that it was originally England Rocks and got changed to Cleveland Rocks over here in the
Back
U.S.
again, yeah.
And then back again, yeah. So there we go. All right, somebody's yelling, hey, Bob. All right, you, right here in front.
Since you were mentioning Down and Outs, I got a question for you, Joe. I didn't know if it was apropos for Def Leppard, but when are we finally going to see your beers here in the States? And I'm holding you to that photo thing, too.
Funny you should mention that. Gene Simmons has just opened a chain of restaurants called Rock and Brews, and I just did this little tour of South America with him and a few other reprobates, Duff McKagan and Steve Stevens. Hi, Duff. And Billy Duffy and Mike Inez and and Glenn Hughes, of course, and Matt Sorum. And he said he will put my beer in his restaurants. So we're working on it. That's all I can tell you.
There you go. Vivian, do you have another blues album in you?
I do, but I have no plan to do it. My schedule's pretty full, Bob.
Yeah, you've got a full slate. You're otherwise engaged.
I have. I'm actually going to go out and play with the original Dio band next time we take a break. So
Hey, there you go.
we're going to go rock the first 3 albums.
Okay, very aggressive.
Hi, I just want to say I love you guys, and I was wondering if you can give me the greatest graduation present in the world by autographing my jacket.
Okay, yeah.
Not
Oh,
from here.
Hello, my name is Anna. The first time I interviewed you was in 1992 in Mexico City.
Wow.
And I wonder, you guys gonna go to Mexico City? You guys have a great follow-up, and we all love you down there. And it's proven time and time again, if you're willing to do a free show.
We're coming to Mexico in September.
Love you guys.
Mexico City and
We
Monterrey.
open.
Yeah,
We are
Monterrey.
Only
ready
'cause
for
you
you
asked.
guys. Thank you.
September.
Final one coming up here.
Hey guys, I just had a question about your charities. I know each one of y'all kind of do your own thing, and if you could kind of give us a little bit of insight into what each one is about and what you do for the charities.
Well, in no specific order, myself and I think Sav as well have been involved in the Children's Hospital in Sheffield, our hometown. Specifically the cancer ward, for 2 reasons. I was asked the day that Mick Ronson, one of my favorite ever guitar players, passed away of cancer, and my mother used to work there. So it was just like, to me, it was a calling. So I'm involved in that. And also a charity called the ISPCC, which is the Irish Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children. I'm pretty heavily involved in that when I'm at home. It's difficult when we're on the road.
How do you choose what you do, Joe? There are so many causes out there. How do you latch on to something close
It's
to your
right
heart?
place, right time when it comes to this stuff. Rick's actually the one that really should be discussing charities because he works pretty closely with the Wounded Warrior Project.
No, it's been really rewarding. Raven Drum Foundation I set up in 2001. We're now working with the Wounded Warrior Project, and it's just become a huge blessing. This was horrible, but it's become a huge blessing. Just being able to share my life experience and inspire others.
I think sometimes as Americans we forget that the Brits are involved in Afghanistan and Iraq. The Canadians are involved. It's not just us, it's a coalition. So thanks to all of you for that.
I actually also just painted a 10-foot Fender Stratocaster for the United Way. They're going to auction it off and get instruments in kids' hands who can't afford it. And I'm also playing a guitar on this tour. We're going to auction that off for cancer research. I lost my dad to cancer about 7 years ago. And watch out for this guitar. It's going to be out there on this tour. And we're going to auction that off and, that goes to fighting cancer.
All right, I'm going to ask a more serious question here. Go ahead, Rick.
We're going to do Armageddon, by the way.
Oh, you're going to do Armageddon?
At the end.
Yeah?
So, I think, we'll try and get the key.
Now?
Are you getting it? Oh, come get it from me.
Give me all your loving.
Every little bit.
Give me all that you got.
Every bit of
Every bit of your loving.
Oh, come on and live
I
a bit.
never wanted to stop.
3, 4.
Give me all of your loving.
Okay, did we redeem ourselves?
That's what you get with a band that has 4 vocalists. Let's hear it for Def Leppard, everybody.
Thank you.
God bless you guys for your time, for your music, for your community spirit, for everything you do, and for being here tonight or this afternoon and rocking our asses off in the middle of the day. And a good turnout for a weekday, huh? Right in the middle of the day. Def Leppard.
Thanks, guys. Hey, there's no us without you. Thank you.
See you guys.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, if you would like to stick around and have a bite to eat, the second floor restaurant is open. Just a reminder, if you would like to try some of that magnificent House of Blues food, the second floor restaurant is open.